Let's welcome Ms. Sonal Ravi Andrew, Director and Founder, Integrated Preschool Teachers Training Academy, an early childhood educator and trainer, counseling psychologist, happiness ambassador, impactful and thought provoking orator, expressive storyteller, and puppeteer. A pleasant, magnetic, and compassionate leader, certified international auditor for educational institutes, qualified pathologist. She is a co-founder of an online preschool, My Playdate, a member of the advisory board of a number of schools and preschools, is an accomplished poet who has more than 750 poems in more than 3 languages to her credit, is an advisory council member of CPD, a Jain Group of Institutions, associated in collaborations with MS Education for Teachers Training. She has designed the Harmonious Spectrum Education Philosophy for pre-primary and primary curriculum based on STREAM and Happiness Index. She's been an eminent judge and chief guest for school events internationally. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Priya. Sounds good when somebody says something about you. Very nice. And I wish I had a lot more as I learn with all of you over here. Welcome to all of you. I will take a second to share my screen so that we are on the same page. The topic given to me today is really interesting, and I'm sure we all need to understand it and seriously create this and have this for ourselves, right? So how do we do it all the time? Is it doable? Is it possible to do it? Let's understand it. Is my screen visible? Can somebody guide me, please?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Fantastic. So let's go ahead and understand what we are going to be doing today and how we are going to be functioning. So stress-free environment for learning. Now, all these words are really cliche, used normally in day-to-day languages, and we speak about it as if it's nothing. Let's understand today the meaning of it. Agenda number 1. Agenda number 2, terminology around. 3, why does it happen? How does it happen? The most importantly, after the diagnosis is done, is after symptoms are recognized, how do we cure it, heal it, applicate it in day-to-day life for our class? So let's go ahead and understand how we are going to be doing it. So let me just take you further and tell you one simple thing that I believe in, that we might have 99 anxiety, stress, obstacles in our brain. Let me tell you, 86 of them are created by us, and those situations will never happen, right? And we delve into it and we enjoy solving it in our brain. But how many really happen, and how do we go about it, especially when we are in early childhood sector? Early childhood sector, I'm talking about children between 0 to 9, and us adults are the educators who deal with children during this phase, are called early childhood educators. So let's understand what is stress. What exactly do I mean by word called stress? Stress can be defined in a very complicated manner. For me, it is very simple. When you are not feeling comfortable being yourself is stress. Do you agree with me? Right? I would advise all of you, if you can on your video, I can see you and I understand. Acha, ye samajh mein nahi aaya, let me repeat it. There is no stress then, okay? So, and you have any question, raise your hand, unmute, you're free to ask. We all are student today, so we can ask questions. I'm sure there's a query section, you can ask there as well. So let's move ahead. You can take a screenshot. You're free to take a screenshot and understand. Anytime there is a stress, our productivity, our generativity comes down. Do we all agree? The reason why I'm addressing stress today, for a very simple reason, is that as an educator, I'm not only educator, I have a brain which functions as a mother, as a father, as a teacher, as a friend, as a wife, as a human. So there are lots of parts in my brain which are functional at any given time. Can learning take place with adult brain like that, with a child brain which is stressed? So that brings us to the next one. What causes stress? What is the reason why stress gets induced? and what is the cause of this stress. It's really, really simple. Some people might feel that, oh my God, when I'm in stress, I do over drama. I'm dramatic. Boss, octopus eats itself when it is stressed. So you know what? That is over dramatic. We guys are human and it's okay to have stress. I'm going to talk about it a little later, that why am I saying it's okay to have stress. I'm definitely going to address that as well. A little bit of stress is day-to-day life. That means you're breathing. That means your lungs are functional, your heart is functional, and your brain is active. You're imagining, you're presuming, you're predicting, you're projecting issues that might come. That is intelligence. But intelligence also means to do what you don't know in the situation, that what you're supposed to do. I'll make it very simple for you. According to me, intelligence is to know what to do when you don't know what to do. Sounds more complicated? It's very simple problem solving, day-to-day life. And if that is not there, life will be very dull. Do you agree? Stress gets created when there is too much on our plate, as work, financial issues, relationship burdens, bonds, sustaining, maintaining, initiating, etc. Parenting. Tell me about it. Our parents, I think, had a very casual parenting approach, but now we are focused in our parenting, and that is why it is taking a little bit more toll, and that's a need of the hour. So I'm not saying what we are doing is wrong. Day to day, inconvenience like time management, human resources, resource availability, pandemic, all this is going to create stress for us, right? So how do we deal? What is stress exactly? What happens to our body when we are stressed? I'm taking in a little medical term. I'm showing you a brain anatomy over here. Under the scan, MRI scan, when I put it under the scan, this is how the stressed brain looks like. Can you see there are no wiring, there are no sparks? I'm not able to generate any spark, any more learning. Whereas a normal brain, happy brain, peaceful brain, unstressed brain, so many sparks. These sparks are synapses. Okay, they are your learning. They are absorbing from the environment, in the sense that my hearing is good, my listening is good, my visual is good, my language perception is good, my logical thinking is good, is what this lighted portion is showing. But if I'm stressed, the cortisol is going to be harming me. Cortisol is a hormone that is going to impact my amygdala, and it is going to say freeze. So I don't know what to do in the situation. Or flight, run away from the situation. Most of the guys adapt this. There's a problem, escape. I'm not going to come back home tonight. It's overtime kind of situation. Or fight. Why me? Bring it on. Why me? Bring it on daily level. You know what? Choose your battles. Keep your cortisol levels low, because it is going to harm your body, increase your BP, release sugar in the blood, release your other hormones which are not so pleasant and make you sad and depressed. So what do we do to avoid this stress? It's normal to have problems. It's normal to have inconvenience. It's normal to have difficulties. So how do we tackle it? Do we ignore it? Do we say, mere ko kuch problem nahi hai, I'm all fine, I'm all hunky-dory? Do we live in a bubble? Can we be ostrich who is putting its head into the sand and say world is not able to see me? Can we be like that and just move on with life? Or do we need to address it? So that's the question that I'm taking forward this session with. How are we going to take care of our stress, and how stress and education are connected? Quality education happens from within. The definition of education, the word education means to grow from within. Interesting, isn't it? Now, if you have to grow from within, you need to be in a comfortable space. If I have had a headache, can I listen to the best of the teacher, best of the learner and learn? No, I can't. You know what? I'm busy handling my headache. That beautiful teaching becomes irritating trigger for me at that time. I need to be comfortable physically. I need to be comfortable socially. I need to be comfortable emotionally. If I have had a grief or trauma, learning becomes very difficult. to grow, to adapt, to absorb becomes really, really difficult. I'm not going to be reading the slides. If you're interested, you can take a screenshot. I'm going to add my points. You can take notes. Eventually, as we go into the session, there are a few words or terminology I'm going to use. Please write it down. End of the session, you can ask me if you didn't get it, or you can Google about it, right? Don't take a stress on it. So education mostly focuses on spice development. Spice, not as in biryani wala, dalchi lavang ilaichi. S for social, P for physical, I for intellectual, C for communication, and E for emotional development of the child. As an adult, when I'm addressing a child in the system of education, I'm also part of the education. Education giving and education receiving both become a part of education. Are we clear on that? May I go ahead? So, why are we educating children? To keep them civil, social, and responsible citizen of tomorrow. We are builders. I'm sure we all know about that. Meaning of education is act of giving knowledge and receiving knowledge. It also means that we are going through some formal system, some organized program, whereby end of the year we know exactly what we are going to receive. That is a simple meaning of education according to me. So let's understand how education and learning are connected now. How I understand what is education and what is learning. Education is receiving as well as giving, whereas learning can happen anywhere. If I'm watching a TV show, how did she wear sari? How did she put that ornament? How did she do makeup? How did she do her hair? That can be learning. A vocabulary while learning, watching news. गौर से देखो ये इंसान को, you can seriously figure out new vocabulary, new expressions. Learning can happen anywhere in the world. We can learn from anybody. So learning is not limited to any program, especially in early childhood education. Learning is very, very informal. Do we all agree to that? Learning happens more on observation. The way we are, the children are going to pick it up. Children are going to absorb it in their life, right? So who and how are involved in the system? Number one, child, of course, teacher, parent, school, and environment. These are the 5 factors that we are looking at closely, who are going to create this entire system of learning, right? So we are going to today focus on child, then teacher, and education, because parents and school management is not in our hand, but these 3 factors can be impacted, affected, and they are the primary factors of learning. We all agree on that? I see some chat messages, so I'm going to check on that. Somebody is asking, can we record? Priya maybe can answer that in the chat. You can record on your phone. I have no problem. So I'll go ahead and let's understand who is a child. Now, if I ask any of the teacher here who is a child, I'm definitely going to get answer like innocent little bundle of joy, full of energy, somebody who absorbs clay which we can mold. Let's keep it simple. Children under the age of 18, human under the age of 18 are children. I'm repeating, children are human beings who are under the age of 18. 12 to 18 are adolescence period. They don't come in childhood exactly. So 0 to 12. In 0 to 12, 0 to 9 is early and 9 to 12 is later. So I'm going to focus today on that age and their brain functioning. Teacher, who's a teacher? We're going to talk about that. And what environment am I talking about? Is classroom the only environment? Is school the only environment I'm talking about? Let's figure it out. So let's look at child. The child is a receiver. The teacher is a giver. And environment is a promoter. So that is where the entire learning happens. Now, I've kept this picture. I want you to observe this picture very carefully and tell me in the chat window, you can actually answer that. Do you think that learning is taking place in this scenario? I'll wait for your answers in the chat. Farafat, everybody's in action, I hope. And I can see the private chat. You can put it to everyone. Yes, Bhavna, you agree. Sunita ma'am is thinking, no, it's not happening. To a certain extent, Bindu ma'am is saying, yes, yes. Fantastic. All answer, right answer. I wish that we had more interaction and you could actually tell me that why do you think yes, why do you think no, why do you think moderate. I feel that whatever resource the teacher has had, he has put it up on the wall. The way the children are facing, I mean, isn't that engaging? I mean, every head looking at that particular board. Yes, it's a simple blackboard. The children are seated on the floor. As Bhavna ma'am said, place doesn't matter. It's passive learning. Very, very true. It's only one way. I agree, Anchal ma'am and Bindu ma'am. But what is happening is maybe the child is actually not looking at the blackboard, but there are things around the blackboard. The way the teacher is writing the shape of the letter, learning is happening. And that is what is our focus, especially in early childhood education. I've got this beautiful chart. I request each one of you to take a snapshot of it so that you understand and use it in your classroom, not to teach children, but to understand at what extent are you taking your lesson to. Let's look at this chart. The pressure is the meaning of how much of push are you giving, which level are you taking. If a child at the age of 2 can achieve, 3 can achieve, 4 can achieve, 5 can achieve, 6 can achieve, you know as a teacher exactly, because you have been dealing with children, 20 children, 40 children per year, and you have been teaching them, you know exactly what child can achieve. Can you push an envelope a little bit more, a little bit more? If they are in the comfort zone, their performance is very good, but over a period of time they get bored and the performance will go down. Are you agreeing with me? If every day you're making one particular dish, over a period of time you're bored, you just close eyes and you're making it. Isn't that true? First time you made tea, you were like super excited. How many spoon? How much water? After a period of time, you don't even realize you put exact amount of water. And that's lukewarm approach. In learning, lukewarm will not work. If your classroom has to be breathing, if your classroom has to be active, you need to push a little bit and stretch it. If child can do this much, can I make him do a little bit more? Now don't take it to the strain level and make it uncomfortable for the child, but don't leave it at comfortable level. And that is what I said, little bit stress, healthy stress, a stretching stress is very good. As a teacher, if you have been performing, really good, I'm sure we all are performing good. Why are you attending this teachathon? To become little better. Is it comfortable to learn again? Is it comfortable to change your previous pattern and add something new? You're stretching yourself to become better. And that gives you joy. That gives you joy of learning. That gives you joy of sharing. As a teacher, can you stretch a little bit to become better? I promise you, every human being loves learning. I'll give you a small example. The child is born, it's flat on its back. Okay. Do you train child? Chalo bacha, now you are 4 months old, turn on your stomach. Chalo, 4 mahine ho gaye, come on. You don't need to. Child just does it. Am I right? Child learns to crawl. Do you practice crawling? See, this is how you're going to crawl. Come on, everybody crawl. No, you don't. It's a nature of human to evolve, to learn something that I didn't know yesterday. Learning is natural instinct. As a teacher, am I keeping it alive in my classroom is the question. So this graph means a lot to me. You're making everything very comfortable for child. Eventually, they're going to get bored and distraction is going to happen. Attention span is going to decrease. Are you stretching a little bit more? Yesterday's worksheet, today's worksheet, is it little more complicated? Is my teaching it little more interesting? Is my story having a little more twist in it? Now, this is called a little stress induced, but a healthy stress. A little bit stretching, right? I hope I'm making sense and you're understanding what I'm trying to say. Every concept, make 3 level of worksheet, 1 below average, 1 average, and 1 above average. And make sure that your children are able to do all 3. Start with this. They will feel top of the world. I know it all. Then do the average one, there where you will understand if some child has not learned, repeat the concept because I love teaching. I need to get a chance to teach again. And finally, give a tough one where you will see the child is ready to go to the next level and then the next level. And that stress is a healthy stress. And learning will surely happen in a comfortable zone and a stretch zone, right? So let's move ahead. If it is too much of stress, if it is a strain, what happens to you? your brain anatomy complains. For example, you yell at a child or you give this, deadly look to a child. Child is, they can't recognize you. They don't know who you are. Even a child as young as 7 month old, if they see angry face or a loud noise, they cry aloud, isn't it? They don't understand the words you're saying, but they understand what you're trying to do. And in their brain, cortisol gets generated hormone, which impacts amygdala, is a place in the brain which freezes your reaction, makes you fly away from that scenario, escape from that scenario, or prepares you to fight that scenario. And that is what we need to avoid if we want learning to take place. I'm so sorry for the disturbance. uh, Learning to take place, make sure that their brains are used not to create stress, their brains are used only for learning, right? So make sure that as a teacher, you are not stressed, you're not taking stress, you're not also giving stress, right? Only then learning is going to take place. So how do we come to know that children are stressed? Because my children are too young. If they have stomachache, they can't tell me that they have stomachache. Then how will they tell, teacher, I'm stressed today? No, they are never going to say that. Okay. So these are the kind of things that you are going to be looking at when children are stressed. How, what you're going to be doing with them is not to tell them, hey, you know what, you are getting worried unnecessarily. If child says, I'm scared of spider, a spider is nothing. What a lu you are. No, you know what, for that child at that moment, that is a fear, and you need to respect the child. You can't tell, don't be scared of. No, it's not going to get eliminated. You're going to reduce. Oh, you're scared of spider? There was one incy wincy spider. And you know what that spider did? And create a story around it. Express positivity, but with realistic expectation that don't touch the spider, don't go near the spider, but you can watch it from far, see the beautiful web it is creating, respect their feelings. Don't empower. Hey, spider is coming on. Don't. See, don't go there. You're empowering their stress. I hope I'm making sense by giving this example. Don't ask leading questions. Sir, you're scared of spider, huh? I know. Please don't do it. We are adding into the stress that, oh, I'm supposed to be scared of that spider, huh? So it's really difficult. But the visual learner can learn in a better way. I completely agree. Um, Thank you so much. Innate, yes, Bindu ma'am, it is a reflex and innate response of amygdala, that the way we behave, freeze, flight, and fight. Sorry, I'm replying a little late. I forgot in the flow of session that I'm supposed to check my uh, chat. Okay, I'm going ahead. Encourage children to tolerate their stress. Teach them how are you going to deal with it. Now, don't label it stress. Don't label it as fear. Don't label it as phobia. Don't say, oh, you're a slow learner, right? Please, you know what? We don't need it. We all are slow learners. Luckily, in our time, there were no labels. Agree with me? I'm sure with me, I must have been given dyslexia. I didn't talk till age of 6. So I would have been called speech therapy, mein dal do isko, and today I'm speaking nonstop. So just breathe. It's okay. Bring it to a moderate level. It's okay to have faults. It's not a die and win situation. Uh, Try to keep anticipatory period if you know that the child is scared of exam because of whatever reason. There are lots of factors. As a counselor, I would like to take another session on that, but today let's focus. Exam is after 30 days. Talk to parents that, you know what, I don't want him to know that it's after 30 days. We'll tell him just a week before. I, as a teacher, have prepared him. It's my exam as a teacher that my child is performing well. Why do I want to give a stress about the exam to the child? Now, in pre-primary and primary, we don't need to do that. Just before a week, tell a child that I want to see how well I have taught you. You love teacher, you love Sonal ma'am, you will perform well because Sonal ma'am has taught you well. Now, the whole ball game is changed. You have, brought the stress level down. That fear word, that exam is there, assessment is there, assignment is there, is just disappeared. You're doing it for joy. You're doing because you love Sonal ma'am. So whole idea, yes, the bond, very true, Anjali ma'am. The bond between taught and teacher has to be really strong. And that is what is going to matter in this stress environment. Let me tell you a fact. You will be surprised. At age of 7, we have got chronic depression cases. I've taken a pause purposely. I want you to process what I'm saying. Age of 7, tender age, where I was so dumb that I knew how to wipe my nose and period. Nothing else I knew about myself, you know. And today's child at age of 7 is stressed, is depressed. Our alarm has to be really, really high. And that is why I want you to focus very, very hard and ask me 1,000 questions if you have. It is really important to keep our environment not only in the classroom, not only as a teacher, as a living being. You know what? First, let's learn to reduce our stress and then make sure that we are not inducing stress in somebody else's life, right? So think things through with the child. When exam is going to come, teacher is going to give the worksheet. That's the same worksheet that you have been doing. You're already good at it. You just have to read it properly, or teacher is going to tell you to do coloring. Whatever is your worksheet, whatever is your exam pattern, walk through. Whatever child is stressed about, a new place, a stranger, you're taking them for a field trip, now on an online class, how are you going to have essential rules? You need to press this mute button, you are going to unmute. Teach them, talk them through, and things will be better. Try to model healthy ways of handling stress. You, in a panic situation, if the mute button, you're on mute, you're just not able to speak, are you going to child is watching you, you know what, you can't go like that. If you're mute, try to do the poem that you have taught, do the actions of that poem. Twinkle twinkle, the child is singing, looking at you, doing the action. Conditioning in your class. Make sure that for every stress triggered point, you have got a backup plan, and see how easy it will work. Who is a teacher, according to me, is spiritually charged adult. Now, spiritually, I'm not talking about any religion here. Spiritually, I mean a person who knows from right to wrong. As simple as that. As an adult, we all are above 18 years, so we are adult. For me, adult is somebody who can think on their feet. Given a situation, what am I going to do? How am I going to respond? Am I going to panic? Am I going to shout? I'm going to scream? Or I'm going to be composed? I'm going to think of a backup plan. I'm going to work it out. Now that's an adult. Creates environment where learning happens. I don't need to be all the time talking. I can create an environment where learning takes place. It's very easy said than done, right? Now, for an example, the kind of thing I'm teaching that 2 and 3-year-old, which I learned when I was 6 and 7-year-old. Isn't that stressful itself? I learned my ABCD in class 5 because I come from a vernacular medium. I learned in 2 days, A to Z, because my brain was very well developed by that time. I just had to copy, repeat the sound teacher is making, and I'm done. My little children at the age of 2 have to learn this new sound, these new numbers, how difficult it is. Imagine I tell you, Greek numbers you have to learn. Chalo, everybody, I'm giving 2-minute time. Take your phone, open the Google and start Greek number. 2 minutes. On your mark, get set, go. Priya, phone in your hand, start Googling and Greek numbers. Everybody. Purnima ma'am, Aishwarya ma'am, everybody, let's start Googling. Greek. Oh, I'm already getting on personal window the answers. Fantastic. Are you done? Now, what I did just now is give you stress. Some of you didn't even take the phone. You knew that I'm doing a drama and every kuch activity ke naam pe kara rahe hain, jaane do. When I said, kisi ne bheja, everybody, sachi, kya bheja hai? Nahi, chi, Now, this is how we create stress for children. We are going to teach you something new. You need to finish it by this time. No, you know what? I have whole life to learn things. Don't rush me. Don't push me. Give me my space. Allow me to be myself. Now I'm going to tell you a little story. Though it's not a session on storytelling, but I want to tell a story. Okay. So that's the advantage as a teacher I have, that I can do anything in my class, right? So the story is interesting. I request as many of you can on the video. It will be a lot of fun. I request Prasanna, if she's around and on the video, Priya ma'am, if you can cooperate with me and repeat after me. So we are going to do story, okay? And you're going to learn with me. It will take just 2 to 3 minutes. Bear with me. Once upon a time, there was a girl called San. Name of the girl is San, okay? Now this girl had a very itching on her knee. Can everybody see my knee? Yeah, itchy knee. Everybody, itch on your knee. Everybody, itchy knee. Priya ma'am, can you itch your knee? Prasanna ma'am, can you itch your knee? Very good. Itchy knee. Can we remember? Itchy knee. What is the name of the girl? San. 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 S-A-N. San. She went to a doctor. Okay. Itchy knee. San. She. That I have got itching on my knee. What to do? Doctor said, take this medicine. Go. What did doctor say? Go.
Oh.
Itchy knee. San. She. Go. And then suddenly doctor said, Roku. Not Ruko. This doctor was also item. She said, Roku. Roku. And the girl stopped. Remember the words. Itchy knee, San, she, go, Roku. San said, what happened, doctor? She said, if you take these medicines, no, you will sneeze. She said, oh my God, what is the meaning of sneeze? She said, shichi, hachi, shichi, hachi. Oh, that is okay, doctor. Can we repeat? Itchy knee, San, she, go, Roku, shichi, hachi. San said, why will I sneeze, doctor? So doctor said, Q. San asked, Q. Doctor said, because you have Jew. Because you have Jew. I can see all of you are laughing, right? Let me repeat the words I want. Itchy knee, San, she, go, Roku, shichi, hachi, Q, Ju. This is Japanese 1 to 10. If you had repeated after me, you know the words. Now you know Japanese 1 to 10 in 2 minutes through a nonsense story. Did I give you stress or I made you laugh? The more you laugh, the better you learn. The less stress, the better you learn. Now, Greek number 1 to 10, difficult. 2 minutes time. Come on, everybody. Somebody already finished. Have you finished? You know what? I'm inducing stress. But I use some technique to teach you. Now, Japanese, ichi, 1. Ni, 2. San, 3. Shi, 4. Go, Roku, Shichi, Hachi, Kyu, Ju. I taught you 1 to 10. Now that is a teacher who creates an environment where learning takes place and child doesn't even know that they have learned. Isn't that the best time? What is teacher's role? To read, write, count, tell stories, give life senses, life skills, give multisensorial experience. Yes, all that is true, my dear friend.
Ma'am, can you repeat those numbers, ma'am, once again?
Sure, you can just simply Google, or I will love to repeat. Itchy knee. Do the action that you will never forget. Itchy, itchy knee. San, she,
go,
Roku. Shichi, S-H-I-C-H-I. Shichi, hachi, H-A-C-H-I. Q, Ju. Now you'll never forget. You know, आज घर पे किसी को पकड़ो और ये सिखा लो. Then the knowledge is yours. Isn't it right? So what is teacher's role? Is to give knowledge, is to develop skills, is to give multisensorial experience. Apart from that, in today's world, also it is to teach empathy. Somebody had already wrote very beautifully that, you know, empathy is what we are missing and we need to develop empathy in the child. I just saw in the chat box, somebody had mentioned it. It's really important. So now we have ended up teaching social skills, which was grandma's or mother's or auntie's job. In our time, hai na? Sharing we learned because our cousin were pulling hair of each other, and then there was one ball or one doll or one car, and we said, acha, instead of pulling and getting chapats from uncle, we better share. Now we read a book to our child. Pegga Pig learns to share. And child thinks, why does Peppa Pig need to share? I have 10 dolls. Come and play with me. It's so difficult to talk to these children because they get stressed looking at us. Every single day, we are stressed. Teacher's role ideally is this, but in reality, it is this. Expectation from school management, expectation from parent, expectation from children, expectations from self. I've got so many, students who become teacher and say, "Ma'am, I'm quitting." Why, baby? Ma'am, in my class there was one child. 1 year I tried with that child, but child refused to learn from me. You know what? There are 19 other children who learn beautifully from you. There's this one child which is taking time to open, to bloom. Leave him alone. That's not your failure. It's okay. Breathe. Your self expectation should not be so much like this. Don't do that to yourself. Focus at one time. A lot of people must be telling you, be multitasking. I'm telling you, don't be multitasking. Think a lot of things, but at a time, do only one thing. Only then your stress level will be low. If I'm with you, I'm just with you. Right now, I'm not a mother. I'm not a director. I'm not a counselor. I'm just with you, sharing what I think. It's so simple. There's no stress. The world can go anywhere. There is fire in the next door. No problem. I'm not the fire extinguisher. I'm not a firefighter. I don't need to. Acha, kisne kiya? I don't need to do that. I'm not a doctor to save somebody's life. Are you understanding? Let me do my job and do it 100% and see how easy life will become. Expectation from parents, expectation from family member. And in reality, this is what creates stress for us. Do we all agree? I want to tell you only one thing. Remember, you are not this 3-letter word called God. You're not God. You're human. You're allowed to say, no, I cannot do this one. I can do it tomorrow. I will do it day after. I don't think I want to take it up right now. It's allowed. Good morning. It's allowed. It's really allowed. You can say it and teach and learn to accept no's. At the same time, put your 100% forward. In whatever you're doing, do it beautifully. Don't try to shy away. If I'll do it well, no, they will give me more work. Let them give, let them appreciate, because that's what we all want. Appreciation, rewarded, acknowledgement. We want to be needed. Are you stressed by any chance, my dear friends? Do you get irritable very fast? Do you quickly get angry? Do you have, nahi re, mujhe kahin nahi jana hai. I want to be alone in my bed watching my TV. You know what? You're stressed somewhere. Take a check. Increase complaint. Are you complaining about everything? About everybody? You know what? You're stressed. Because yes, things are bad. That's how world is. World is not supposed to be cakewalk. It's supposed to be obstacle race. Are you running well? Okay. So are you fatigued all the time? Do you wake up tired? In that case, you are having a stress. Chronic insomnia, like people like who are posting at 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock, you are in trouble, buddy. You are dealing with stress which you have not acknowledged. If you have not acknowledged so far, change in appetite, physical symptoms like sweating, shivering, stammering, brain fog. Thank you, Prakash ji, for sending that beautiful attachment. I will download end of the session. It will definitely help. Brain fog, being blank. I don't know what's happening. I don't know which space I am in. Yes, we get frozen once in a while. If you are stressed, what do I expect you to do is take a pause. World is not going to die without you. World is going to survive without you. There is very, very beautiful say, Kal khel mein hum ho na ho, gardish mein tare rahenge sada. So don't take burden that you are running the world. For children in your class, you are important. For that, you need to be physically, mentally, emotionally, socially adult. And for that, you need to nullify your stress. I will not say have no stress. That's not human again. We will have problems, but how do you keep it stable? Emotionally smart, emotionally intelligent. So this is how you do. Take a pause. Be pleasant. Initially, it is faking. Fake it till you make it. Eventually, it will become a habit. Okay, so be pleasant. It'll become a habit. Accept the way you are. Fall in love with yourself first. Look in the mirror and tell Karina auntie wala dialogue. मैं तो मेरी favorite हूँ. Because if you don't love yourself, nobody else is going to love you. And that is going to create stress. Yes. Accept the child the way the child is. You're going to push him a little bit, bring him into a little bit of stretch area, not the strain area, and ask him to perform a little better. If child is performing 40%, bring it to 50%, 60%. If child is performing 90%, bring it to 91%, 92%. That's your achievement. But accept that child is at this level. 40% child cannot achieve 90% in a one go. You will have to be breathing. Accept them the way they are and then encourage them to perform better. UPR, unconditional positive regard. Whoever, caste, creed, age, economic status, social status, doesn't matter. Your behavior with everybody has to be same. If I'm receiving call from anybody, maybe it Amazon, may it be a bank loan, or may it be Priya, or may it be Prasanna, or may it be any of my student, or it my husband, I say, hi, how are you? The enthusiasm remains the same. The Amazon guy gets very happy to receive when I receive his call. Why not? Unconditional positive regard. Eventually, it becomes your habit. Your child is watching in the class. Learning is happening without even preaching about it. And that is most important. Systematic plan. A very systematic plan. How are we going to be doing it? How are we going to achieve the happiness index in our classroom? How are we going to teach the concept, language, numbers, environmental? How are we going to bring everything in integrated manner? Very important. Develop empathy by telling stories, by telling real life experience, by singing along, by having circle time. Really, really important. Ma'am, please give ideas to relieve higher grade children from this kind of virtual learning system. 20-20-20 is the rule, Dipti ma'am. The meaning of 20-20-20 rule is not more than 20 minutes you should be facing a screen. After that 20 minutes, ask the child to look away at least 20 feet for 20 seconds. What we do with our pre-primary children also is give them a break of 1 minute where we ask them to off the screen and the teacher is singing. For example, I've asked them to get the Kari Patta stem. Okay, so we say the screens are off, children and teachers, and audios are on. 1 little tea, 2 little 3, little curry leaves, 4 little 5, little 6, little curry leaves. The video is not necessary. The child knows I'm supposed to pick it from the stem. It's really important for the child to understand, have a eye break, screen time break, and the learning will be really, really good, right? Let's go ahead and understand coping system. Sigmund Freud, a very known psychologist, has given us coping system. Which coping system can I utilize as a teacher to create a stress-free environment? Learn to recognize the signs about burnout. Try to get regular exercise. Exercise as a teacher I'm getting is only for my mouth, not for my body. Do lots of kinesthetic and activities, even in the classroom, even in online classroom, and you'll have a lot of fun. Take care of yourself. Keep your nails clean, keep your face neat, upper body especially, नीचे कुछ भी पहनो, ऊपर का एकदम टका का रखना, and be happy, be healthy, have a nutrition meal, drink a lot of water, have enough sleep. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is not meditation only. Mindfulness is being in the present scenario and enjoying being yourself. That's the only thing that we need to have. Now, what is environment? Learning happens only when in the environment there is passion, confidence, and quality. Now, are these adjectives very difficult to bring in real life? If you believe in the concept, you're teaching about apple. How passionately are you teaching about that apple? Are you dealing with it in tactile manner? Are you asking parents to keep the apple at home, touch it, smell it, wash it? Bring passion. Do you believe in teaching this concept? Do you believe in telling this particular story? Do you believe? Now, when I taught you Japanese 1 to 10, Ichini, from where did it come? Why am I doing it? I actually brought my knee up. Seriously, in a session? Why not? No inhibition, because I believe that you need to learn with a lot of fun. Is there a passion, junoon, belief, confidence? Have I practiced it enough? Did I practice it properly? Or I'm saying, hey, what comes after ichi? Wait, 1 minute. Now, ichi ni. Then I'm not confident. Quality. Is there a meaning in anything that I'm doing? Please bring meaning to every activity eventually. Every story you are telling, don't give the moral, but connect it with the concept. And that will be fun environment for the child. Creating happy classroom environment, there are major three things that we need to do. Make them feel safe, protected, make them feel that it's really important, make them feel respected, make them feel human, not treat them like robot. Everybody get up, everybody sit down, everybody study, everybody go to susu. Please don't do that to my children. They are no robots. They will love to listen to you when you learn to listen to them. And now it will be fun. And last but not the least, the bond that you can have with the child, as all of you have rightly mentioned and written, that the bond that the child and the teacher, yes, on online it is a little different, but I know a lot of teachers who are successfully doing even online that bond. Spend little 2 minutes per week per child, do a personal video call with the permission of the parent, and see the joy that the child is going to have in the bond, right? 5 ways to keep your classroom stress free: providing support to the child, to these support staff, to your peers, celebrating achievement by giving rewards. When they achieve a little, especially slow learners or, special children, give them little more. But normal children, acknowledge them, otherwise they will want to misbehave just to get your attention. Teaching self-confidence. Nowadays, it is easy because of social media. Parents are very aware. They put a lot of videos of children, and children have self-confidence, but create opportunities for children to perform. Build positive relationships with each other. If they see teacher with a good relationship, they will learn it and develop coping skill. You're getting scared. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. I advise all of you right now to take a deep breath. Listening to somebody non-stop is also stress, right? Felt good now? Yes. Allow children to hold comforting object. They love it. Imagine if you're allowed to go to school with something of your comfort, you will like it. Eliminate word no from your vocabulary. If child has not done something right, don't say, no, this is wrong. You know what? Instead of say, you're a little bit closer. Can I help you again to teach? Can I help you again to understand? Let's do it together. That should be your lingo. Don't run. Instead of that, let's walk together. Left and right, and we go right. Now that is how you bring out what you want from the child. Adjust the room temperature is the first thing you check. If child is uncomfortable, check, is it a good temperature? Is ventilation enough? Maybe that is the first physical uncomfortable thing. Play soft music. Music does wonders, okay? Like you're stressed. You see the children are uncomfortable. तितली रानी मुझको दे दो अपने पर लगा के उड़ना चाहूं अपनी नानी के घर. भोली तितली, प्यारी तितली, मुझको दे दो अपने पर लगा के उड़ना चाहूं अपनी दादी के घर. How calming is it? Make sure you learn a lot of energizers, which takes the energy up, pacifiers, which calm the child down. Really, really important. Make sure children are hydrated. It's okay if they don't eat, but they have to have good water just to make sure that enough oxygen is being supplied to their brain. Water is one of the important things. Don't be scared if they drink, they will have to visit Loo often. Don't worry about it. Oxygen is needed for learning, for the brain. Supply it enough, okay? Develop personal rapport with each child. If you are naming one child, make sure rest of the children are being named in the coming week, okay? Albert Bandura gave a beautiful social learning theory. In your lesson plan, make sure all these 4 things are part of it. Attention. How are you going to seek attention of the child? Beginning of your concept. For example, you are teaching about insects. Titli Rani can be your introduction. Titli Rani. You know what is titli called in English? Butterfly. You know what is butterfly? It's an insect. And start. Now, when you sang Titli Rani, child forgot everything and was looking at you. Ah, so nice my teacher is. He didn't know you're going to teach something. Retention. Do you want to learn with me how many insects are there? Let's learn. You're retaining the knowledge. You're giving them idea. Reproduction. Who is going to tell me how many insects are there? Okay, on my finger, here is a butterfly. Everybody touch your thumb. Butterfly. And you can create a system. Reproduce. Create a worksheet around it. Motivate children. Can you sing Titli Rani for your mommy and papa? And tell me tomorrow, how did you enjoy? Now you're motivating child to come again to your class and learn something new every single day, right? Establishing interesting and impactful classroom where learning takes place. Have a routine. As I began the session, I said, you can ask, I'm going to check the chat window. I'm going to check. I'm going to make sure I'm checking. You can write anything here and I'll acknowledge if that's of, related to this. Use variety. Now, not too much of variety. Every single day, I can't have my hair up, hair down. Then children are not looking at me. They're looking every day at my hair. Have a system. Kabhi variety, okay? Have fun, lot of fun. You are not a clown. You are not an entertainer. But you are somebody who has voice modulation, who has different expression, who smiles. Children like it. Music movement, part of our early childhood system. Once in a while, surprise them. Today, teacher has brought a friend with her. She's a magician. You know what? She's got a bottle, a green bottle, and she's got a white bottle. And when she mixes them, it becomes leaf color, light green. Do you want to see that magic? I'm going to bring that magician. And my assistant teacher brings. You can create a surprise in the environment to reinforce the concept. Praise my little babies. Praise them just like that. And eventually they will learn to praise you, praise things around them, and develop aesthetic sense. They will have gratitude towards life. Try to be enthusiastic. Suppose I was giving this session in this manner. Let us learn interesting and impactful classroom. Establish rules. Use variety. Have fun. Music and movement. Surprise them. Try to be... You will go to sleep. Don't be monotonous. Have lots of fun in your class. Be enthusiastic about what you're teaching. Stay motivated. If anytime you need enthusiasm and motivation, reach out to me. I'm always full on. Okay. So as a teacher, you don't have any window of being.
जल्दी में भी इतना गंदा नहीं हो सकता जितना तू कर रही है. यहाँ से इसमें ऐसे करना एक डायरेक्शन में.
That's interesting conversation going on, but I would like you to go on a meet. No
Yes, I have
problem,
done it.
darling. No problem. Now, to create this interesting classroom, habituation is necessary. You need to give a routine to a child. I know habituation is boring, but it's necessary for brain to be functional. First time you teach child how to brush, you go about 20 times, right? Now do you teach them after 5-6 years? They just do it. The work is done and over with. Habit formation in early childhood is very important, but at the same time, creating healthy habits, getting children habituated to learning is more important. Avoid any kind of unpleasantness. If children are running, distracting, talking in between, it's absolutely fine. Now we had some disturbance. That's fine. It's okay. I was interested. What is it? I'm curious. Why not? Instead of saying, hey, who's that? Who's not muting? How stupid. I'm discouraging my students from coming to me. If children are not listening to my story, I'll say, Purnima, you know what happened after that? And Purnima is, Arey, mera naam kyun liya? And she's listening to story. As simple as that. Don't stimulate their amygdala. Don't let them fly away from you. Myelin. Now that might be a new term. I would like you to Google. I'm going to tell you in a very simple way. Myelin is a coat on a neuron. Neuron is a part of gray matter in your brain that creates a connection. Let me tell you, till age of 8, myelin is very active. Okay, connections are made very fast. After 8, myelin decreases in the body. So use this myelin in early childhood education and activate the brain connection, intelligence, logical thinking, language. All the acquisition of learning will happen with a myelin's thing. And mirror neuron. Children see, children do. So, the child's nature changes from teacher to teacher. If teacher is please, Wali teacher, child will become please. Teacher is everybody do, child will become everybody too. You're getting me, right? Children are just like that. How are you? Child is going to become like that. So utilize these 4 things in the classroom and see how amazing your classroom is. Give them happy dose. Every day give them this dose. I wish there was some happiness syrup available in the market. I think it will be huge selling. Today I'm teaching you happiness dose. Okay. So how do you give this dose? Dopamine is one of the hormone in the brain which makes you happy. So that is secreted. How do you generate or secrete this hormone? Not by eating gajar or having milk. No, it's just the feeling of I can do it, I can get it. A feeling of getting that star on your hand because you achieved a worksheet. Do we do worksheets? Yes, we do. Do you give that feeling to a child? You are generating dopamine hormone, and that makes child happy. The second hormone is oxytocin. Oxytocin, I trust you. As a teacher, can child trust you? As a teacher, can child believe in you? If you have promised children, I will give you something, please make sure you're giving. Don't tell every small mistake of child to a parent. It's very bad, I don't like it. My teacher is telling everything to my mommy, and then mommy is yelling at me. You are the safekeeper. Only when things are above level, talk about it in a small way. But child should be able to trust you. Are we doing that in the classroom? Yes. So we are generating oxytocin, serotonin. I'm the top dog. I know how to do things. I taught you Titli Rani. I taught you Ichini. Who can repeat Ichini? Ichini, San, Shi, Go, Roku, Shichi, Hachi, Kyu, Ju. You know 1 to 10. Oh my God, you're a top dog. You know everything. Are you generating that in your classroom? Are you having those activities? Are you giving that kind of time to a child to perform, to do the needful? In that case, you are generating serotonin and you are giving happy dose to a child. Finally, endorphin. A little more. Push it a little more. Have you seen a child who is undergoing a toilet training? Okay. So the child knows that susu aa rahi hai, but they don't go. They hold it there and they say, nahi aa rahi hai, and they continue their play. Am I right? You said their hands are there. So you say, you want to go to susu? No, 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 I want to play. They push it a little. It's not very comfortable, but they push it a little. That sense of no pain. I have a pain, but there's no pain. Wo meetha wala dard we say, no? After swimming, after workout, we get. Children enjoy that. Don't stretch it too much to become a strain, but little bit. Ask them to do little more of physical exertion, right? Yeah. So thank you so much. I really appreciate. I'm sorry if your children are teenagers. I'm addressing early childhood because I didn't know that this is the audience I have. I'm so sorry for that. We will have one more session for your children as well. And I think we all are humans. So you know what? Whatever I'm telling for children under the age of 9 can apply to me also. So your children can also be a part of it. So endorphin generation is happy. Now, if you have noticed, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphin, DOSE, and that's your daily dose. Do it in your daily system of your classroom, which are doable, and you will give them grasping the dose. Now, how do you make them grasp? G for games, R for rhymes, A for activity, S for story, and P for puppetry. I'm sure Lakshmi ma'am gave a wonderful idea how to create low cost, teaching aid. You all are going to be good with it. Stories, rhymes, you can always approach me. We have amazing conceptual, no Jack and Jill and Baba Black Sheep. Not that I have anything against them, but we have, made stories and rhymes that are Indian context related or concept related, right? Let's sum it up, whatever I spoke about. Stress-free environment for learning, make children feel safe, self-sufficient, and valued. As a teacher, take a pause, be pleasant, appreciate, accept everything, unconditional positive regard. S for keeping it very, very simple and, interesting. E for empathy, to live and let others live. Use mantras. I hope all of you know the mantras and you're chanting every day as a teacher. You know teacher's mantra, right? Nobody has told you these mantras? Oh my gosh, I'm going to help you. If you chant those mantras, I promise you, you're going to be happiness ambassador like me. Okay. So let's use these mantras to create our life stress-free. The mantras which you can apply in real life, in day-to-day life. And I am the example. I don't take any stress. I also don't take any stress. I keep people around me also very, very happy. You can actually ask my mother-in-law and my husband. There'll be a good testimonials, right? Yeah. So what is happiness and how do you generate it? 90% is how you perceive the scenario. 10% is not in your control. Correct? Hai? Baki ka 90%. Are you putting 100% effort into that scenario? If the child is having an issue, have you done everything, every approach, visual, auditory, reading, kinesthetic approach, VAK approach, have you used with this child? Have you used multisensorial experience with this child? Have you used multiple intelligence approach with this child? Give your 100%. After that, also things don't work out. Put your right hand, flick it, and say, Jaan de. Don't take a stress about it. Because 90% of children are learning from you. It's only that 10% whom you are not able to impact. 100% of life, 90% is in your life. 10% beyond your control. When it is beyond your control, put your right hand, flick it, and say, Jaan de. Okay, after putting 100% effort. And the second thing, I want all of you to take your right hand, even if your video is off. Please put your right hand up, everybody. Can I see your right hand up? Priya, you're the only person I can ask. So right hand, hold towards you. Hold it towards you, facing you. Yeah. Imagine that you're holding something. Now go on pressing the buttons. This is volume down, volume up, channel change, standby, go to sleep. This is your remote for your body. Nobody else should be able to operate you. You should be angry. I get angry. But how do I display my anger is the key. It's okay to be angry. You're human. Are you hurt? Do I cry? How happiness ambassador crying? I cry. I watch movies and cry. I read book and cry. If I'm sad, I cry. But you know what? I'm happy crying. So what? I'm every day crying for no reason. It's okay. What I'm trying to say is don't give your remote to anybody else. Your stress will be more. We have a stress. Calm down. Decide how you want to act as an adult. I promise you, if you do that, children will love learning because you are increasing your happiness quotient and that will create a beautiful environment. This is one of the wall at IPTA, the organization that I have created. Teachers who love teaching, teach children to love learning. If that is how you are teaching children, don't teach the subject. Make subject so interesting that child wants to learn it. Now, if that is a teacher, that is you, there's no stress for the child. They're going to enjoy coming to school. They will want to come on Sunday also. I want my teacher. They will love it so much. Are you that teacher who's keeping stress aside and dancing through the stress to make sure children enjoy who they are? I hope I'm finishing 5 minutes early so that we can have more questions. Or if you want me to do any, rhyme or story on a concept, you're free to ask and we can make it more stress-free.
Ma'am, please, any rhyme?
Can I speak, Sunil, ma'am? Yeah.
Okay, so I will do a rhyme to teach you opposites. I'm sure you know these songs very well.
For toddlers, ma'am, can you do any rhyme for toddlers?
Toddlers. Okay,
Yes.
why not? Thank you so much, Krishnaveni. I will do
Thank
it
you,
for
ma'am.
toddlers.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. So we will do a rhyme for toddlers to teach them. Anybody wants to offer any concept that you find it a little difficult to talk to children about? And I will help you with that. Let's make it more complicated for me and stressful for me. Oh. Anybody? Any concept that you would like to give? Okay, I'll talk about plants, parts of plants. Okay. So when we are teaching parts of plant, we start in nursery, playgroup, nursery, LKG, UKG, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Parts of plants go on. My daughter is studying in 12th and still she's studying plants. Okay, so in a complex manner. So I'm going to do this. Okay, so it's very, very simple and a beautiful song. You all can record if you want. And you can sing along with your mute. I have no problem. You can on the video and do the actions with me. There was a hole The hole was in the valley, and the green grass grew around. And the green grass grew, and the green grass grew, and the green grass grew around. There was a seed. The seed was in the hole. The hole was in the valley, and the green grass grew around. There was a root. The root was on the seed. The seed was in the hole. The hole was in the valley, and the green grass grew around. There was a stem. The stem was on the root. The root was on the seed. The seed was in the hole. The hole was in the valley, and the green grass grew around. There was a branch. The branch was on the stem. The stem was on the root. The root was in the hole. The hole was in the, seed. The seed was in the hole. The hole was in the valley, and the green grass grew around. There was a leaf. The leaf was on the branch. The branch was on the stem. The stem was on the root. The root was on the seed. The seed was in the hole. The hole was in the valley, and the green grass grew around. You know, by the time I do action, children are singing already, right? So there are lots of fun activities that we can do with children to teach the concept. When I'm teaching parts of plant, I don't sing it. I sing it in the circle time. And suddenly when doing parts of plant, I say root, the child will say, ma'am, we know the song, no, about roots. And that's how I teach in the classroom. Will there be a stress now? Will it be a learning environment in everything that I'm doing with children? Teachers, it's really important to voice out our concern, to address our suppressed feelings, to be calm, to be happy, to be composed. Yeah, I hope I've helped you. Any other questions or queries you have? We are free.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
It was a wonderful session. Yes, ma'am. We all enjoyed thoroughly. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.